I assume we're not saying hello, welcome to the weight room.
Well, we are changing it to the weight room,
Is
right?
that the name?
Nah, the name's The Boys Podcast right now, but we want to change it.
Yeah.
But what was the rationale behind the change?
Everyone in the
Shit
comments
name.
was just like, that's the most basic bullshit name ever.
Okay, I hear it.
It is, to be fair.
Let's just say welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, let's just say.
Yeah,
Welcome to the podcast, boys. We've got on Nathaniel
Hey guys.
Let's go.
and what's your Max and Dave.
National
Little
Pal.
last minute replacement game.
What? Oh, no.
Oh,
Yeah. We actually, we'll be honest, boys. We were meant to have Kai on, but he was ill.
next
So we're
time.
going to have Nathaniel on the next time, so we
Well,
just
I'm
a little switcheroo, you know?
I'm stood got ill.
Too many holidays.
Too many guys always on holiday.
Always on holiday.
Loves the skiing.
So, you want to introduce yourself?
Yo, my name's Nathaniel. I obviously do social media. Was mostly YouTube heavy for a while. Now I'm kind of dabbling outside. I do powerlifting. Recently won Junior European Championships.
Sheesh.
93 kilo weight class. What else can I even say about myself? Yeah, that's pretty much about it, mate. I'm
But you
just.
How
got
did
him to
you-
be the best in the world, right?
Yeah, no. This year I'm winning worlds, bro. This year I came third at worlds last year, and which was like a jump scare. I wasn't meant to do that. I was ranked like 8th, and then just managed to come first. Like, oh, that's pretty nice. But yeah, literally just make content, pretty much like these guys. And but I'm a bit more powerlifting focused as of like a year ago. So
Because you're kind of like a founding father in like the
More
UK
or
fitness
less.
scene. Like, because you
Yeah,
were like one of
yeah.
the first people. Like,
yeah.
I watched you loads when I was like
It was
coming
like
up.
you and Joe Fazer, right?
Yeah.
So what it was, pretty much everyone in the fitness industry now came up either during or after lockdown.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
But
facts.
me and Joe, other than like the OGs, like
Yeah,
the
Matt
Matt
Does
Does Fitnesses and the Mike Thurstons.
You're like a new OG.
Yeah, me and Joe were like the only ones to come up right before lockdown. So
Yeah.
so we popped off like mid to end of 2019. So that and then we were YouTube focused, and we were the only two that were YouTube focused. So we kind of had like a monopoly at that point. And then when lockdown hit, that's when like pretty much everyone was like, "Fuck it, I need to make content." And then that's where pretty much everyone started. Most people's journeys now, if you ask them when they started, it was
Yeah.
lockdown. But me and Joe just came like those 6 months or so we were in before that was like quite big because it was literally just us. So yeah, it was pretty cool. But you've had to change with the times, man. YouTube ain't what it used to be, man. You gotta, you can't just rest on that. So yeah,
No,
man.
it's not,
Yeah,
I watched a lot of your A-level stuff. Loads of your
Thanks.
A-level stuff.
yeah. It's
Even your GCSE. I remember
you-
I watched a lot
if
of it.
you were to tell someone like, oh yeah, you're gonna pop off in fitness, how are you gonna do that? Make a video about your GCSEs. You wouldn't believe the person.
Yeah, I remember.
Unbelievable.
I remember because we was a similar age, right? You was doing it. I was admit you was like one of my biggest inspirations of getting into it. I won't lie. You and Joe, obviously. I just remember I always used to think there was a sneaking suspicion that you wasn't natural.
Yeah,
but obviously
man.
now I know you're
Yeah.
like.
Wait. Do you want to
Run the clock.
Do you want to backstory this?
Run the
Do you
clock.
want to backstory this for the uninformed?
Yeah.
Go
Well,
on.
I did a YouTube video at one point.
Not available on the
This
internet.
was like when 2021
21.
was it?
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't that young. Basically, I had my suspicions. I think I said that you were natty.
Yeah,
I had
but
suspicions you were editing pictures.
you thought I was photoshopping. the
Yeah,
hell out of
but
mine.
now that I know how everything works,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that
Unlikely.
you understand like barrel
Unlikely.
distortion and that, like,
Yeah.
let's say you got like a fucking like 16mm lens, yeah. Put your arm right against
it's
that,
so different.
bro. It's so different. And that's
It
what I was
makes
gonna
such
say.
a big difference.
But do you know what's funny? Yeah, the viewers might not know. This was like a year ago. I don't think we'd be doing this.
No.
No chance.
No chance.
No.
No.
Because what it was, yeah, there was like underlying tension, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For no
And
reason.
then what happened?
For no
was-
reason.
For no reason.
No reason.
And then I got forced to spend like 2 days with you.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, like, you know, he's actually a calm guy. That's literally what happened.
Yeah.
True.
Because until about a year ago, I had heard that you didn't like me.
Yeah,
That's
it's
what
true.
I.
It's true, it's true, it's
That's
true,
what
it's
I had
true.
heard.
Yeah.
And the reasoning was what made me not like you.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized over time that it's just one of them ones where like little petty stuff can happen, but it's not that deep at the end of the day.
Nah.
It's not deep at the end of the day.
I mean, like I didn't know you.
Yeah.
You as a person. I knew what
Yeah.
you showed on social media.
Yeah.
Right, I like your YouTube videos, and now I went on your Instagram. I was like, wait a minute, this guy comes off a bit in a certain way,
Yeah.
which I understand. There's so many, like my videos come off in a certain way, and many people don't like me as well. And that's basically the basis. I was just like, do you know
I mean-
what? I don't think this guy's for me.
What
and then
I had heard. No, let's just get into it because the viewers
let's
are
get
gonna love
into
this.
it.
They're gonna love
Yeah,
this.
of course.
What I had heard was that it was the My Protein Labs event, yeah? And at that event, you were there and I didn't say hello to you. And that...
Was that it?
Yeah, no, I can remember it because
Is that in the back room?
yeah.
Yeah, and that made you think that I thought I was better than you because I was a YouTuber. That's what I had heard.
There's another part
that's
of
what I had
there's
heard.
another part of the story because I heard that you were saying you were talking down on people that were doing TikToks.
What, talking
Like you
down
saying
how-
it's
from
like
who?
not a long term
Yeah,
thing.
I think that was a thing that we had heard.
Yeah, we
Obviously,
heard.
Not sure if it's
Yeah.
so. But
I know it's all
kinda
falling on me,
remember.
but it's
yeah.
the
No,
only
no.
thing
we heard
I'll
this.
come back him up a bit.
Yeah.
So pretty much, me and Dave. Obviously, me and Dave, we were kind of like. Obviously, we're still friends now, but we were like, we thought we were like some power couple at the time. And we kind of heard that you were like a bit like, oh, TikTok is just these guys will be washed soon.
That's
That's
never-
what-
I
that's
never
exactly
said
what you
that.
said. That's
Yeah,
exactly
no,
what
I
you
get that.
So
I
and
get
then
that.
basically, when we were at the event and we got the impression that you kind of, I think me and Dave
didn't
tried
really
to
mess with
approach
you,
you, and I think you actually might have just been busy.
I said,
Yeah.
yo,
I
no,
think
no,
you
no.
just-
But it wasn't like I just saw you and was like.
So then me and
like-
Dave were probably like, oh yeah, this guy.
He's in his high horse.
See, no, I get it. No,
YouTuber high
thing is,
horse.
what I understand, I'll use an example. Obviously, like, I'm not on the level of, like, say, like, Mike Thurston, yeah? But let's say, okay, what we just explained in terms of me coming up, like, a good year or so before you guys, means that at one point or another, you would have kind of been, like, viewing me as, like, just like a viewer, yeah? But then when you start making content, now we're like, peers. So then when it's like you feel like you're my peer and then you think I'm treating you like you're still a viewer, then I can understand why that would come across like, who the hell does this guy think he is? But from my perspective, I only didn't really chat to you like that because I didn't know you.
Yeah,
That was it. It was
Makes
nothing. It was
sense.
nothing
Makes
to
complete
do
sense.
with any. I had no like deep reasoning for nothing. It was literally just I don't.
It was like a game
had
of
me and
Chinese
you-
whispers.
Had me and you.
We heard something, you heard
literally.
something, and
and
then
I
it
was
was
like, and then that plus the video was just like, oh, you know what?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I
I
mean,
don't like Dave either.
this guy doesn't come across too hot sometimes. He used to didn't come across. He used to be D1 hater.
So, but yeah, no, but
But
like, yeah,
it worked,
Then
but-
Joe like sneak attacked me into spending 2 days with you, and then we were calm.
Yeah.
Literally, I remember
Yeah.
Joe that day. Yeah, Joe picked me up from the train station. He was like, Dave's there, and I was like, what? Why have you done this? You literally like, no one told me this guy was gonna be here, and now we got to sleep in the same house. What the hell? But it was calm.
I think.
It was calm. I
I think
realised
the-
it.
I literally, I like.
It's not. It's actually never that serious.
I think a little bit. I think people was comparing your strengths and stuff as well, right?
Oh, it was.
and
Yeah,
I think.
Getting under your skin.
I think
Was it?
I think egos can.
I mean,
I think it's just an ego thing, right?
no, like okay. Obviously, I would
it
say
is.
I would say I'm a like fairly prideful man, and I know that you are
Yeah,
also.
yeah.
So when you got two like big egos just going like this, yeah, it's bound to happen. But at the end of the day, like realistically, what you realize in the industry is that people can coexist, and it's not a this guy versus this guy
Yeah, not
thing.
at all, yeah.
In fact,
Well, that's like
it's
currently-
Space for
mutually
everyone.
beneficial.
Absolutely.
Actually.
Yeah, but that's
So-
currently kind of what's happening with Alex Eubank.
Oh, yeah.
Alex Eubank, is that his name?
Andrew,
Yeah.
With people are like saying he can't coexist with like Sam Sulek. I think it's total crap
Yeah.
because like everybody
Yeah.
and their dad knows who Alex is.
Yeah.
Like it
People
doesn't just
chronically
disappear.
online, they're like,
Because like imagine instead of like me and Joe being boys and making tons of content
It
together,
was like a rivalry,
we were
right?
like had like some mad rivalry.
Yeah.
Neither of us would be where we are now. Neither
Yeah,
of us.
that's true.
Because you need like other people to bring content ideas to you, to bring the best out of you, and even that little level of competition. Because I'd be lying if I said like say like with me and Joe, there wasn't an element of competition to it, even though he like dogs me on like, say YouTube wise. But at certain points, that brings the best out of both of
Yeah,
us.
I
So
agree.
it's like. Yeah, it's weird, but that comes from like a toxic younger fan base.
Yeah,
Those are the people who
that's
think
true.
like two people can't coexist, and you have to like pick one.
Well, you create your own image of people in your head before you even know them, right? We know, so like before I was on social media, I like felt like I knew so much about you, right?
Yeah.
And then you just don't know anything about anybody.
no.
Yeah.
They all create this
Yeah.
image in their head of who they think you are,
Yeah.
and then you're not that person, and they get quite upset. To be honest, I
Yeah,
think.
I hear that.
Yeah.
That's just the thing with social media.
Yeah.
It's not even like people with followers, is it? I'm sure like when you were back at school, you would see someone on social media that was just like around your age group, and you just think, oh, they're a prick. You don't even know.
I've had
Yeah.
quite a fair few amount of people that follow me, and then they go to the same gym as me, or see me at the gym, and they talk to me or whatever once, twice, third time, maybe, and then maybe the fourth time I'm not having any of it because I'm just training just like anybody else, right? I've just got my head down, not like as if I'm like I'm not gonna talk to you, as in like I'm just looking at the floor,
Yeah, and they think
and I don't acknowledge
think
like
you're,
anybody's existence really. Happens once, twice, third time. Next thing you know, don't like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
Well,
because they think there's like an expectation,
Yeah.
and a certain way that they think you are, because you talk to the camera,
Yeah.
and when I've got a camera on in the gym, right, people are more likely to come up to me and say hi, but it doesn't like.
Well, even I look at my own perception of like Nathaniel, right? I created this perception that you was just not natural. For what reason?
Yeah.
It was when I think you was around 18. Your
Yeah,
deadlift
that was the peak,
Your
'cause I
deadlift
was,
was exploding, right?
That was so like end of 17 was like peak age to strength ratio.
Yeah.
And I was still lean at that time as well. So that like I made a lot of people
I
think I,
think
wasn't natural.
you hit around 300.
I
right?
hit 317, 320 at
That's
18.
absurd.
So that was when it was, and I was lean. So that's when it was like, yo, this ain't happening.
Did Greg
But
ever
recent-
make a video on you?
What do you say?
Greg, did he ever make a video on you?
No, he commented on some of my stuff. He commented like one of my videos, but he never made a video on it.
He loves making
Joe
jokes.
Stetics made a video on it. So he said I wasn't natural.
Oh, really?
Which was funny because I met him like one day, and then like a week later, he's like, "Yo, I want to make a video on you because I just really think you're not natural, bro. Like, what's going on?" And then yeah, that was a funny one. But I think now a lot of people come around because it's been long enough. My progression makes more sense, and because I'm just focusing on strength and I'm not as lean, it doesn't raise as many eyebrows. Versus if I went on a cut like lost like 10 kg and I didn't lose that much strength, which I wouldn't because I know how to, then it would be like he's not natty all over.
Yeah, you have a pretty crazy physique when you're lean.
When I'm lean, I need to be like under 88, 87. Right now I'm like 97.
Yeah.
That's because I'm just literally
heavy.
just focusing on strength. Yeah.
97.
How much do you weigh?
Right now, I woke up today at 90.8 or something.
You're getting lean as hell.
I'm getting
right now.
leaner.
Yeah.
But I touched 100.
Yeah.
For a minute.
I remember weighing myself like after I had breakfast and it was like 98, like with my clothes on. And like later on, a thought in my head was like, maybe should I just keep going to 100? But like, nah,
There's diminishing returns. You gotta just take it so slowly,
Yeah.
right? Even like,
yeah.
there's no benefit of rushing to a certain
And
weight.
it's because I'm in a weight class, so I have to be 93 kilos. So whatever weight I put on, it has to come straight back off.
How do you feel dropping weight affects your performance?
So my last competition, I mucked it up. So like, first of all, I went into that competition like 96 kilos when I should have been like 95. 2 kilos is cool to water cut. 3 pushing it a bit, but then basically, so one of the things with so you know, like obviously there's a big difference between competition and just like lifting your gym.
Yeah.
There's another big difference between like a little UK competition and an international. When you go to the international, you're in half the time you're in some godforsaken country that like you don't know what the food's like. So this time, okay, cool, we're in Budapest, right? For Worlds we were in Cluj in Romania, but we're in Budapest, but we're in the sticks of Budapest. We're not like in the main bit, right? So food out there was not great. So the first night I got there, I had KFC, and the second night I was there, the night before comp, I had a Mackey's.
Damn.
Yeah, so I was finished. Yeah, so it got to the point where the morning of the competition, I had to sauna. And like sauna, check my weight, sauna, check my weight, sauna, check my weight. And yeah, because I had like an hour or two and I was still too much over. And some guy say after the fact, like, oh, you should have done like spitting into a bottle. My brother in Christ, you're not spitting out a kilo of water in 1 hour. It doesn't
some
matter.
sour sweets
bro,
going.
Bro, do you know how much a kilo is?
Yeah.
That's a 1 liter.
It's like-
Could you spit out that much water in that much spit in an hour?
No.
You got an hour.
Like say an hour and a half.
Nah.
No chance.
So you got weight?
No
I
chance.
reckon you could.
You're
No,
gonna get to
a
there
half.
And your
I'll
tongue's
get
gonna
half.
fall off.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
You're not.
So you mean-
I've seen powerlifters that get like sour sweets, like toxic
Yeah,
waste and
but
whatnot,
that
right?
takes like a long time. They'd be spitting all day and then maybe.
crazy.
Is that actually
they
a
fill up
thing?
that bowl.
Yeah, it's a thing. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
mental.
It's just another way to get
ideally-
liquid out, right?
So why sauna, what I did for Euros, is not recommended because you want to do weight cutting strategies that don't impact performance. So the first one is a gut cut, which is just having a lower volume of food in your stomach. So you basically just eat like lower volume foods. So that like maybe nuts and
Kinda like a
things
fat
like that. Yeah, more or less, but basically just to flush out, like, so you're not holding food in your stomach, right? That's one that's not going to affect performance. And then you've got water, which if done correctly in ways that aren't like stripping your muscles of water, also, if you can rehydrate well enough, shouldn't affect performance. But the problem with me competing as well, my federation, is your weigh-in's only 2 hours. So you see like them UFC guys, they weight cut like 10 kilos, but they got 24 hours. Yeah. So you can rehydrate. It's harder to rehydrate in 2 hours. So
in open in America, like in some federations, they've got 24-hour.
Yeah, some more of the I think non-drug tested ones.
Yeah, I remember watching Pete Rubish. This is fucking 4 years ago, right? He was like, he weight cut like 20 pounds or something. Yeah. He was John Hack, like deathly.
Yeah, John Hack weight cuts I think fairly big as well. But you can't do that. You can't do that when you've got to fucking squat your biggest squat ever in like 2 hours.
Yeah, how do you feel like strength-wise when you do that?
When you do it feels terrible every time, pretty much. It's always when I'm trying to sleep. So the worst part of it is the no sleep, but I've gotten used to it. And I feel like when guys use sleep as an excuse when it comes to the powerlifting competitions, it's just cope, because I feel like no one gets good sleep. Unless you like, which I need to start doing now, is getting melatonin. I need to start doing melatonin. But the sleep before competition when you're dehydrated is the worst, because trying to sleep when you're so thirsty and like you can feel the water stripping out of your muscles is just horrible. It's horrible. So it's the night before that is just bad. But like once I rehydrate, drink a bunch of Lucozades and have some electrolytes and whatnot, I'm fine.
What electrolytes do you use? Because to rehydrate for a competition, surely you would be.
I'm not mad particular. I ordered some ones off of Amazon and I was
Which ones?
I can't remember the name, bro.
They'll be the ones. They'll be the SIS
like
ones.
The CIS, huh?
Yeah, those ones.
The CIS.
It'll be those.
The little tablets.
Huh?
Did you say they're us?
No, I didn't say they're us. No, I just said they always come up at the top.
Yeah, little tablets.
They're
probably
like,
the same.
yeah.
I don't know. I need to get more. So a big thing that I think is going to help me get to the next level as well is just like being more particular with all the other stuff, like the micro type stuff. Because it's easy to lose focus on that stuff, but I feel like if I get that in check, I could be even better, and that's what I'm trying to do. But learning process, because last year was I'd only done 2 competitions prior to last year, and then I did 4 last year, 2 of which being Worlds and Euros. So it was pretty nuts. Had to learn on the job. I said I was like the strongest noob ever, so that's pretty much how I looked at myself last year.
People classified you as not serious lifter.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. Like,
at a certain
You
point.
said yourself that you were
but
an
Instagram
that was never
lifter.
okay. But that was never not the okay. Here's the thing. So like, now that I've got into powerlifting, I've realized, and I've actually started to see it in myself, is that you start getting mad snobby. Start getting so snobby because when you
average powerlifter, right?
when you like lift on a stiff bar and you use calibrated plates and you only use certain equipment, you don't use any elbow wraps, elbow sleeves, any of that stuff, then anytime you see someone doing any one of those things, you're like, don't count. Don't count. So that's how powerlifters viewed me.
Yeah, that's true.
I was objectively strong. Like I went in the year before that and came second at British University Championships, right? But because before and after that, I'd deadlift on a deadlift bar. I'd use bumper plates. I would bench, touch and go. Because I didn't care, they used that as an excuse to be like, oh, well, he's not that strong because X, Y, Z.
People just take away like so much. It's like you deadlift 300 kilos on a deadlift bar with bumper plates, straps, whatever.
Yeah.
Take them away. How much are you gonna deadlift? 280?
What?
275? Realistically?
Yeah, it depends. If you deadlift sumo, then that stuff can make a huge difference.
Yeah.
Like Tyson Ridenour is the biggest example of that.
The
He
American
deadlifts
guy?
like
With the broken back.
With the broken back.
over
1,000
pounds. He repped 1,000 like 50 for like 3, and then in comp, in fact,
He doesn't even lock out.
What?
He
wait,
barely gets above his knees, drops the weight.
So after deadlifting 1,000 at the gym, or before deadlifting 1,000 at the gym, in comp he got like 800 something. His last comp he got like 900 something, but literally made a 100 to 200 pound difference. But if you're a conventional guy like me and it's not that deep, it literally 5 to 10 kilos, keeping it real. Now I deadlift less on a deadlift, but I'm telling you, just because I've gotten so used to it.
It's like a skill, right?
Yeah, it's
like take advantage
it would be
of
so
everything.
weird. It would be so weird.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I've realized that. So that's why I got labeled as a non-serious lifter, and also I was kind of like a little bit of a like genetic freak, let's say. So anytime you're a genetic freak, people always want to kind of downplay the work that you put in. Yeah. And I did put in a lot of work, and a lot of work consistently. Like started training at like 12 years old, got mad serious at 14. So up to now I'm 21. That's what 7 years.
That's true.
7 years, but 7 years of consistent lifting. Put in that work for that long, you see what happens to you. So
it's very true.
So but
It's true. You're like a big outlier. Like just in terms of strength, there's like, I feel like, I mean, like obviously with genetics, there's like bodybuilding and powerlifting genetics. There's just some people that are just strong for no reason, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you deadlifted 3 plates at 14, right? That's like
I did 2 reps.
that's almost unheard
it's
of.
like I swear it's just like it's just like something. It's like this like ego thing, chip on your shoulder.
Yeah.
When you're younger,
You were
that's
like
what,
that,
that's
right?
what fueled me.
When did you like kind of realize like, oh shit, like I think I'm kind of built different?
No, like, so do we all pretty much play like sports in school growing up?
Yeah.
Nah, I didn't.
Oh,
You
you
didn't
did.
play? You didn't
I
play
didn't.
sports
I
in
like
school?
skip PE. I hated
do you mean
PE.
you skip
No,
PE?
I wasn't having any of it.
I
I was
played
like,
football.
do you know what? I'm never ever going to do any physical activity. No, I was going to be a programmer. that was my life. I was like, I'm going to be a programmer.
I didn't see that coming, but no, like obviously playing sports in school growing up, I was always good at sports. And then when I first started going to the gym with my friends, I was always significantly stronger than them. But then I remember like deadlifting like 100 kilos when I was like 13, and I have it on camera, but the video is like corrupted, so I can't play it. But it was on camera, and I remember going home to like tell my parents something like that, and I don't think they were like mad interested in it or anything
Yeah.
like that. But it was just one of them ones. And then when I started going, and thing is, I was doing it, but I never had like a big community around me, like a big group of guys to like compare myself to. But I did know I was stronger than average, right? But then I think it was when I popped off, and then I kind of realized that I was like fairly close to like the British records for certain things, having not trained like that. Then I kind of realized like, oh yeah, there's something here. But yeah, I mean, I feel like there's a lot more genetic outliers than it seems like, but because a lot of guys don't get into powerlifting like that.
Yeah.
Like it's very niche, very small. I only got into it when I got to uni. That's what actually seems to get a lot of people into it, because my uni had a powerlifting team. If not for uni, I don't know if I would have competed. So
I was quite surprised to see you dropped out, to be fair. You're quite an academic weapon, right?
yeah.
Like this guy, you got like all nines,
Yeah.
straight A's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's always there. It's always there to go
it's the
back,
thing
right?
where it's like university is a thing that is always there. Like I'll always have my A levels. I finished my first year, so I'll always have my 2-1 that I got from my first year. But social media is something that's not always going to be
Yeah,
there.
that's very true.
And like when I feel like I'm never the person to be like anti-university, but what I'm anti is the kind of like indoctrinated mindset that certain people have, where they can't understand that uni isn't best for everyone. It's like when I go back to Loughborough, and it's like some people, it's almost like they can't fathom that for some people uni isn't the best move. I just find it so silly, because I mean, like us four like here, I would say like just keeping it 100. Us the stuff that we're doing, there's probably not a normal job that we could do that would say like pay us in the same ways as what we're doing now.
Yeah, for sure.
Like
That was exactly why I quit. That's how I justified it to my
That's what I
parents. Essentially, like because I quit uni as well. I sort of, it was happening, and then it was happening, and it was really happening. I was
Yeah.
like, Mum, look at this for the past like 4 months. Look at the amount of money that like I'm gonna strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah.
And if I dedicate like all of my time to doing this instead of some of my time, it's only gonna get exponentially bigger, right?
Yeah.
And that was sort of like, I was like, well, a job is never gonna provide me this.
No, not
unless
at that age.
unless you work at NASA.
Yeah,
Or something like
you're
ridiculous.
You're not gonna work there at like 22,
Exactly,
21 anyway.
exactly.
So
So-
it's literally impossible.
Yeah.
What about you guys? What was like you guys' thoughts about uni? None of you. Do you go to any?
I went
I
went
didn't
to
go
uni?
to uni.
Yeah.
You didn't go.
I didn't even go.
No, Joe didn't even go. I quit.
What did you?
I studied biomed.
Okay, did you finish?
I need to go back and read it. I need to go back for one module.
One module.
Histopathology. It was when all the Gymshark stuff was happening.
Yeah.
My dissertation was going on. I put a bit too much time into social media.
Okay.
Flunked the module.
But
It was worth it.
It was very.
I'm
much
just gonna
worth
go back, complete it,
Yep.
get 2-1, be fine.
it. That's good.
Yeah, it's always there.
Yeah.
I really enjoy academics. That's why I was a little bit surprised he dropped out, because I actually enjoyed uni.
So
To an extent.
I borderline enjoyed school, but I was just really.
You was good
really
at it, right? Yeah.
So it was. I always enjoyed physical stuff more. I always like, even when I was like in school, like even especially like primary school for some reason, I was out of school all the time, like competing at different competitions with school stuff like that. Like I didn't love school. Like I used to like lie to like say I was sick, like stay home from school, like stuff like
Yeah.
that. Like I didn't love school, but I just happened to be really good at it. So
That's
when
understandable.
a viable alternative came that was paying me good money, had me doing something which was positive and seemed to have some kind of long-term end goal, it was kind of a no-brainer. I mean, I made a video on it, like doing the pros and cons, and I feel like from there you could really, it kind of laid it out. It wasn't really a big argument for. What about you?
You'll never
Like
win,
in
right?
terms of uni, what was your like mentality towards it?
He was too
Literally.
Bro was too close.
I wasn't actually viral at all. I mean, I was a little bit. Well, I'm trying to think when even the period was.
Wait, what are you?
2020,
What,
right?
It was the
what's
first
your date of
year of
birth?
uni. Was that
you,
COVID?
you would have picked for COVID 2020.
Yeah, so I think
would've been-
COVID.
2001.
2002.
Oh, same as
But yeah, so
yeah.
COVID came around,
Okay.
and I just started making videos.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, I was working at Sainsbury's at the time.
Yeah.
I was like, Mum, I reckon I'm just gonna work at Sainsbury's and grind out these videos. I literally had no evidence to suggest that it was gonna do well.
You did like
just-
a gap
I just-
year essentially before
Yeah.
you started uni,
Yeah.
right?
But I just, for some reason, there was just something in my head. I made like the first video because I tried doing YouTube beforehand,
Yeah.
Mm.
and the videos sucked. Then TikTok came along, and I could just see that you could post videos way more frequently and get seen easier.
Yeah.
And I was like, I literally just clicked in my head. I was like, Mum, I reckon that I can actually probably do this.
Yeah.
And I literally just grinded it out, and
What's-
it only took me like 2 months, and I started getting a good bit of traction.
We talk about OGs. Joel's pretty OG fitness
Yeah,
TikTok.
OG fitness,
Yeah,
yeah.
And
I remember
literally
the summer
2
of
months in,
COVID.
and I was just like, I was like to my mum, I think I probably was making like £200 from the
The
TikTok
creativity.
thing, and I was like, Mum.
Oh my God, I'm clear. Mum, I'm never working again.
Then I'm pretty sure I stayed at Sainsbury's for like another 6 months. Almost got fired because I was filming jobs. I was filming videos while I was working.
While you're working.
Yeah, I was doing like pushing the trolley around and like zooming about.
Yeah.
And
Bro,
then-
being Delulu is a superpower, you know. Being a little bit delusional.
Yeah, it's true.
is actually so.
Sure, I had
so
no
good.
evidence. My mum was probably
Like,
what's
you
this,
had no
what's this guy on
reason.
about?
You had no reason to think you would have blown, but you did. Like, you needed that.
Well, like you said,
Yeah.
uni wasn't for everyone, right?
Yeah, it's
it's
like-
not for everyone, and
Yeah.
academics are quite snobby that way, and
And I
they
hate
think
when people try to imply that because you choose not to go to uni, you're not cut out for it.
Yeah.
Like, that makes me just want to, like, do you know what I mean? Like,
Kinda
Go
makes-
band for band with me right now.
yeah, literally.
kind of makes you want to do it, but, like,
But yeah, like it's just one of those ones. But it's free thinking is actually quite uncommon. Like a lot of people don't actually
That's
think
true.
for themselves.
that's very true.
Like a lot of people it comes down to like what their mums told them, what their dads told them, what their
Yeah.
schools told them.
News, things
Yeah, like
Yeah.
independent thinking is not that common. So it's like when people actually make decisions for themselves, like the majority of the people, their brains are not programmed that way. So it's gonna come across like, what are you doing?
That's very true.
But
Yeah.
That's a good
A
point.
lot of people don't even know what they're doing though. That's sort of like as well the issue.
Well,
right?
they feel
they
like
sort of wake up,
They're
go
just
to
doing
school,
it.
Then it ends up to going to uni. They're like their parents say like, oh, you
Yeah.
should do something that's going to be sustainable. So like, we're always going to need lawyers. So they go and do law, right? And then they study law, and then they're sort of there
Yeah.
doing it without knowing like they've got a hobby, but like, how do you turn that hobby into something you could
Yeah.
make money
That's,
from? Right? I think we've been quite fortunate in that. way.
That's similar in my situation. I was doing uni. I realized like my mental health and everything was just so low when I was doing my exams and things. I was posting videos through summer. I was like, this is the best I've felt in so long. And people I think people feel kind of, there's no other way, right? People feel trapped.
yeah.
I remember speaking to Dave, like, I don't know how to get money on social media. And he was making money at the time. And I was just thinking, like, you feel like you have no other option. So you just go
Yeah.
to uni, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get presented with a viable other
Yeah.
option, which is the problem.
Which is-
You gotta find
because
it
there
yourself,
there
right?
actually
Yeah.
are ones like now that I'm exposed to other things, other people.
Oh,
and
so
whatnot,
many ways
you
to make
realize
money.
there's so
Yeah.
many ways, so many ways, but you don't get taught any of them. Like you don't get taught how to pay tax in school. Like you don't.
Yeah.
So it's just like they're not constructing it in a way. Like in order for our society to run the way it runs, there needs to be way more workers than there are thinkers or entrepreneurs. There has to be,
So
because you
true.
can't run a multi-billion-pound company with no one working for it. So the majority of people have to be that like middle management level, that kind of thought process. So you can't like expect everyone to just get the way that you're thinking, because they're not supposed to.
Yeah,
Like
some
everyone
people
is not
are-
supposed to think that
A lot of
way.
people are happy.
Yeah,
doing
content.
what
Yeah.
they do, right?
Yeah,
They're
and there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But my only point is just that when people try to say that you're doing the wrong thing by having an alternate point of view, it's just
It's a good
like,
way to think about it.
extremely frustrating.
Yeah, I agree. It's a good way to go around it.
I just got a funny story about like with that one. Like when I went to Dubai, like not last time, the time before that, I was like with Oliver Forston and that. I was realizing like when I was out there, like, yo, this is different. Like, and I was at uni then, and I was like, obviously social media. Like, when I went to uni at the beginning, that was like the most like famous I ever felt in my life. Like I was getting
You
like
get recognized.
100k views on a normal vlog of me doing absolutely nothing at uni. Like I'd gone to uni now. Like when you're in Nottingham is such a uni town.
Yeah.
So it's like everyone is your age, and that was the most like can't go Tesco's I'd felt. And then
Can't go
went to Dubai, came back, and I was like to my dad like, yo, this uni thing, It's not really. And then he was not hearing any of it.
That's why I was a little bit shocked you dropped out, because I thought you might use uni as a way to grow, as relatability.
Yeah, but
I think that's why a lot of people
I saw the vision,
loved your videos, right?
I saw it.
Yeah.
Started uni, it was like 100k views of vlog. Then like it was like 80.
It was
Then
good.
it was like
It was
60,
dropping
then it was 50,
a
then it
little.
was like 40, 30. What do you think that's gonna be in like second year, third year?
Yeah, that's very.
Do you get me? It's
And you're
only going like this.
Plus, you've already put in the work, right?
That's what I mean.
You've put in the work before, where we have the audience, and essentially, if you do have an audience, it's just about finding some way, somehow, some way that you're passionate in, to now get the eyes that you have and turn them into some sort of money, right?
Yeah.
Because it's all about like essentially everything is just a funnel.
Yeah.
You've got like your viewers, then you got the people that care about you, then you got the people that like your videos, then whatever, and then it funnels down into like your final product. There's like a tiny amount. The bigger the audience, the more people are gonna buy at the bottom.
Yeah.
And it's just like if you find something like you've done coaching, right?
I just started coaching. Yeah.
Right. So now you've got like such a huge, stable, long-term income.
Yeah.
Of like repeat purchases, like loyal customers, and then from that, as soon as you start like doing the coaching, you're gonna get results.
Yeah.
Which gives you now even more of a base to stand on, gets you more clients, you raise your prices, keep going. Like it's just.
I was shocked when I started coaching, like the amount of like interest in it at the beginning, because I'd had a few things recently where I was like, is my impact like still there? Because I've been about for a while. Like I've been about for a minute.
Don't forget
Since like 2019.
Your Instagram's been.
Instagram's been going nuts, but like Insta, when you start off as a YouTuber, you never get that level of gratification that you do from a vlog. Like you guys will know as well. There's no better feeling than YouTube video doing good.
Yeah,
one
out of 10.
Absolutely.
Like when you see that 1 out of 10 and that like high like click rating, that you feel like you've made it in life.
Me and Dave used to just say like
100%.
sleeping like a baby.
So good.
No guilt for the day. Nothing.
There's nothing that compares to that. So where like the past year, like okay, cool, Instagram's been doing really well, but like YouTube has been like a bit here and there. It's just been like, have I still really got it? So then when I posted the coaching and we had like 500 people put applications in. Yeah,
Damn.
it's nuts.
You're running it through an app.
Yeah. I'm running it through a platform.
Yeah.
Linus actually, they're really good. They're very scalable. So.
I've heard of Linus. They tried to contact me.
I think
all of us, right?
I was like, I ain't doing that for ages. So she had the woman who's my account manager had me down as a name, like a prospective name for their thing for like 700 days. It was like something crazy like that. She was like waiting, like.
I think I know who it is. The woman.
Yes, it's Jenny.
Yeah, Jenny.
Yeah. Because she's James's and Will's and all those guys the same. But coaching was always something that I put off because it was like. Whatever, like obviously you never plan to fall off, but one day, like no one plans to die, but we're all gonna die eventually, right? But
we've spoken about this.
Yeah.
When stuff goes really downhill, I'll just be a coach.
That was my mentality, right? That was my mentality. But then I realized a few things. I realized that the majority of my income is wrapped up in brand deals, and anything can happen to brand deals.
Yeah,
right?
100%.
Then also, one of my friends said to me, it's like, okay, cool. You're putting coaching off as something that you do once you've fallen off, yeah? But like, how much money could you make in between that period that you can just save, slap in the bank? Like, you don't need to, like, I'll have a look at it now. I don't need to change my standard of living. So all this extra money I can get, slap it in the bank. And then by the time I actually would have started coaching, now I've got so much more money to actually do stuff with. So that's another way that I looked at it.
And you enjoy the coaching, right? You like
just started it. It's been mad time intensive at the beginning, but I think once I get into it, I will think I really enjoy it because it's like it's what I used to do like for free, just for like my friends. Like I used to, everyone like sits there and like perfects their little program for like hella long. Like I feel like when you're really really into the gym, it's just like something that's fun. And when you actually see, I think I'll start enjoying it way more when people actually start having some nutty transformation.
Yeah.
Like I feel like
start making an impact.
Yeah, that would just be so gratifying. I mean, I've had someone sign up who was really, really like overweight, right? And like my goal is to really hopefully make a big change in that guy's life because it is obviously you can look at the fitness industry like as a bit like over the top sometimes, but for a lot of people it can genuinely be life changing, like sometimes in the mental health aspect, but even in the physical health aspect. If this guy's really really overweight, then like he could genuinely die early, like way earlier. So it's like, if I can help to change that guy's life, then I'm doing some good in the world.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I
I
like
mean, it's
that.
a good way to make a big impact, right? Like a tangible impact. I mean, I'm sure we have some sort of impact on the way a lot of people live their life. They get motivated, or you know, they find out ways to do things easier, better, get stronger, get bigger, whatever, like whatever the goals might be. But like having that sort of like you say, the coaching, having that like tangible, you're gonna have results. You can actually, you know, that Tommy that's 23
from Newcastle
lost 40 pounds.
Yeah.
His bench went up by 30 kilos, right? Like he's a lot happier now.
Chad.
Yeah.
How do you feel your coach impacted your progress, Nathaniel, in powerlifting? Because
it was nuts.
Yeah, because you started to explode again after getting a coach, right?
Yeah,
with
bro,
your strength.
It was like,
I remember seeing your bench. I was like, how is this guy benching 4 plates?
You
Yeah,
just like stop ego lifting and you just follow the
bro.
long
It's
term,
like
right?
it's like obviously less is more, but like I was like because when David made that video about me all them years ago, one of his things was that my bench didn't add up to like my deadlift strength. But that was almost like a kind of moment.
Well, it makes sense
brother.
because
If you see
your
my
arms.
like,
I explained it in the video.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got the video still up on YouTube,
yeah.
by the way. It's unlisted. It's unlisted.
I think we watched it when I went round your house.
You guys will re-upload that after this episode, but yeah. So like, obviously, bench has always been whack. Bench has always been whack for me, right? And that's what kind of like leveled me out a bit, because I had a really good squat, I had a really good gym deadlift, but my deadlift never translated in comp. But then my bench was just like, I was one of the first, was like third guy out to bench. Like I remember that at like British University Championships. But then my bench getting like halfway decent / good made a huge difference. But like just with my coach, right, I did the first call with him, and I was like, my goal is for 2024 to like be one of the best lifters in the country, go to some of the internationals and etc. And we managed to do that like a whole year earlier, and it was just like, I feel like this year was just like kind of like surpassing my own expectations in like many ways, and it was a really like scary, daunting year at points, because it's like I've done like 4 competitions, and now I'm doing world championships, competing against the best guys in the world, and I'm ranked 8th. So it's not out of the realms of possibility that I could come like 11th, and now I've just flown to flipping Romania for no reason.
How did it feel to come third? How did it actually feel to come third?
Like I didn't really like believe what was going on.
You feel like fraud?
Yeah, you just like mad imposter syndrome type stuff. Because I've said before, but like when I walked into the warm-up room when these guys are all warming up and you've got their uniforms on from Singapore and America and and then you're some guy that like started powerlifting seriously like 8-9 months prior to that. You're like, what on earth am I doing here? Like, why am I here? Why have I taken this flight to Romania? Like, but I feel like one thing people that watch my YouTube for a while know that like anything I do, I try to do my best in. Like when it came to school, when it came to gym, when it came to powerlifting, I try my best. So that was all I could really do, and then you kind of leave it up to God. So yeah, so it went pretty well. But yeah, that was pretty much that. So yeah, last year I feel like was laying the foundations for that, and now this year is just like,
your YouTube video on that did really well, right? If I recall.
What, Worlds?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my first video ever to go trending.
Yeah, it went. I remember that.
I've never had a video go trending before.
How did you sleep that night?
Very, very good. Very good. Very good.
What does? Because obviously I don't post on YouTube. What does it mean? You got more views than anyone else in the country at that period?
I don't know. I think it just means it's just like
really popular.
Like crazy.
Yeah, like it's just way more than usual.
And trending is like, like there's videos with way more views than mine that have not gone trending.
Yeah.
And then because mine only had to get like 60-something thousand in the first day, and it was on trending. Like it was weird.
There's got to be some sort of combination of like searches,
everything.
Yeah,
your channel amount,
Yeah.
click-through rate,
It
thumbnail.
was like number like 20-something.
Left us
on,
Joe,
like, trending. It was
constantly in the trending.
Yeah, Joe Fraser's always trending.
Yeah, that guy is. Yeah,
He's like a little Mr. Beast.
Yeah, but he's had videos with more views than mine in that time period, not trending. So I don't know. I don't even know how I went trending. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I'm not complaining, bro.
Nah,
but yeah, like
get handed a bone.
Yeah, I think YouTube as well. It's more gratifying because A, it took more work to do in the first place, and then B, it converts to actual tangible money as well. Because it's not like if you get a TikTok that gets tons of views, like or
You get paid well nowadays.
They've only just started.
Oh,
paying,
yeah, well, I haven't
right,
even signed up
yeah.
to create a.
No,
Yeah.
you
No,
should make some
Yeah.
more videos.
Is it good?
Yeah, I get
I think last month I made like £4,000 off it.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, you can
Just-
make a lot of
I
money.
need to sign up to this.
I get
'cause
paid like, I just go, dinner! And I share my food.
Yeah.
Recently, I get paid like 50, 60 quid a video.
Yeah.
What?
If you
A day, because it just like adds up, right?
It has to be past a minute,
Yeah.
and you have to get a qualified view, which is past 3 seconds watching.
Yeah,
video.
Live.
he got 4,000 and he literally has the
My
worst RPM.
my RPM is 0.28.
and Maynard Davis is like a pound.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get a
Dave's
pound.
'Cause
pound
I got like
10 per 1,000.
I got like 9 million views that month, right?
Yeah.
And then so they're obviously not going to pay you a pound.
Alright,
per-
bet.
If you
Yeah,
convert some
yo.
of your YouTube clips,
Yeah.
just like
I told him he
literally
needs to
bang
do
your
this.
YouTube
I-
clips
No,
on
there's a
TikTok.
guy. There's a guy that made a whole TikTok page on me. One of the ones he
Yeah.
done was, you know, when we filmed the Nat You're Not.
Yeah, yeah.
Some of those ones he posted on his account, like his fake me, actually did proper well.
Well, Joe gets that guy to clip his.
Yeah,
YouTube
if you
videos
pay
down.
someone, say pay someone £1,000 a month, you might get a £4,000 return, right?
Yeah.
And it's just you just pay him, he makes your clips, post it up, you get the money. Works automatically.
Yeah.
Plus, not only that, it will be a funnel down to your YouTube, right?
Yeah.
Because people are like, I want to see more of this guy's YouTube videos
Yeah.
or Instagram, whatever, and then that gets down into your coaching. It's all just
Yeah.
like a just massive snowball, right?
Well, I'm gonna get on this now. But prior to that,
Pays.
prior to this, right? Obviously, where that wasn't a thing, and like TikTok, what's it called? Creator
Fun.
Creator
Creator
Fun.
program.
It was like
Bro.
Whatever.
when that was Dookie, YouTube was like. I mean,
Yeah.
even
Well, it still
before
does.
TikTok was a
Still
thing.
does pay way more than YouTube.
Yeah.
That YouTube pays way more, right?
But
Still.
yeah, for 9 million views, you get. Actually, yeah, no, yeah, it does. But yeah, that was one of the ones as well. But I think it was just way more gratifying, and like a guy watching you for like 15 minutes feels like way more than a guy watching you for.
Well, you say that,
Yeah,
Joe, right?
100%.
Yeah.
You feel way more
When I make
gratification.
YouTube, like my videos are actually doing really well on YouTube. Like,
Yeah.
I think they're getting like 20k
Yeah.
a video at the moment, and I'm actually really happy about that. But it's way more, you get way more from it than getting 20k than getting like a million on a TikTok video. Because
I
I
think
just
people-
feel like I'm just really trying to please
Yeah.
the algorithm
Yeah.
when I make.
And
TikTok
people
videos.
feel a lot more like they know you.
Yeah.
They're a lot more like, you can be a lot more yourself on YouTube because
Yeah.
it's calmer, it's
I
slower.
can just
you don't
talk
have
about
to
anything.
worry about
And you can't circumvent it. Like you can't. There's no way to like just jump on a trend and like blow up off of there and stuff like that. Like YouTube is so harsh to new creators. Like
Yeah, that's
you will
true.
get no views, like zero at the beginning. A lot of guys, whereas on TikTok it's not as like that. But what I'm realizing now is why I'm getting more into TikTok is just like the reach aspect of it is on a different level. So then if you can use that reach to funnel it to a different product, like what you talked about with the funnel, if that funnel starts off way bigger, then at the
Yeah,
bottom
absolutely.
it's gonna be nuts. So
You say about
yeah,
YouTube being like harsh to small creators. There's this guy I've been subscribed to. He's just a Destiny YouTuber. This game.
yeah,
I've been following him I've been subbed to him for 5 years.
yeah.
He's got like 3k subs. he posts daily videos.
Daily videos,
Daily
3K, bro.
For literally years and years.
There's no-
And he's
and
got 3k subs.
There's no way, bro. I posted on YouTube for
Gotta
2
admire it.
years and got 4K subs.
Yeah.
2 years.
Your first viral was the haircut video, right?
Yeah. Bro, if it wasn't for my mum, bro, those YouTube
got like
videos
9
would not
million.
exist anymore. But she's like, no, keep it up. It's good to see you.
What was the haircut video?
It was like I had a little like man bun. Yeah,
How to do braids or
braid it
something,
and
right?
just do the back and it was-
It got like 9 million.
It was for the time period. You get
Like
me? It was
9
a-
million, right? Something like that.
9
Got
million?
Crazy.
No.
Oh, I thought it got like.
It was
9
a few. It was like
few
100,000.
I thought it was a few million.
No, it was a few 100,000. It was a few 100,000. That was not
Ah.
the only. I've only had million viewed videos in the last year.
You met
know.
Speed, right? That was crazy.
Yeah, the speed
I
one.
remember.
That was
Yeah.
that's why Gymshark are the goats, because I feel like they've like helped with a lot of like mainstream like connection
Yeah.
type stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
even now they're getting so many mainstream people.
Exactly.
Bazinga,
It's
Molly
turning,
May.
it will turn into like
Gymshark.
Adidas
is-
and
No,
Nike.
yeah, no,
It
100%.
Yeah.
But you know, that one was just literally the day before Clem shouted me like, "Yo, Nathaniel, you're not gonna believe it. We've got Speed. Do you know who he is?" I'm like, "What do you mean? Do you know?
Do I know
who
who
he is?" And then yeah, going down to Manchester, I like barely slept that night, like the day, because I knew that was gonna be like a life changing video. And now it's on like 5 point something mil.
Yeah.
I got the only other mil I have is the one I did with Kit Connor.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That one.
If you
That-
clipped that Speed video on TikTok, millions.
Yeah.
What it
think it's
did,
already
bro.
been clipped.
Gymshark,
Yeah,
Gymshark, they had that pinned
yeah.
on their TikTok
Yeah.
for time. It had like 16 mil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Might as well just clip it again. You can re-clip it. You
Yeah.
can just
Yeah.
post the same stuff over and over.
You
People
can
love
just
What
do it
that
every-
one? No,
every
but that
5
video
months.
got so much traction at the time because he
Yeah.
did a stream and then my video did really well and then there was clips on TikTok. There's still clips on Instagram. People like so. I feel like it's a little bit past.
Yeah.
but
Claim
it's
what's
still
yours.
gonna be-
Claim
When-
what's yours.
when you
Make
did
it
that
into 1
video,
minute,
yeah.
claim it.
Claim
He
it.
did that video. He was the man.
He
wasn't
was
He was
Oh,
so
in.
viral.
It was when he came
crazy.
to the UK and was like looking for Ronaldo, Manchester United. Yeah, it was that. No, that's why he was in Manchester, bro.
Yeah.
That's why, because I went to Frontline Fit to film that.
Ah,
Yeah, no, that video.
That's why he was in Manchester looking
right.
for Ronaldo.
And Gymshark.
I never watched
right.
Actual Speed. I literally
I've
had
never
No,
watched
wait,
it.
yeah, you
Watched
must
it.
have seen
I-
clips. of
The
it.
first time that I was exposed to Speed, was I saw your video, but I didn't like watch it because I didn't know who the Actual
you're like,
Speed is. I saw it, I clicked on it, I was like, I don't care about this guy.
And to
Looked
the
up-
uninformed, you're like, why the hell was this guy like?
Yeah,
sniffing his
he's
ass?
on a
Like,
completely
what is
different
he
planet
doing?
to what I watch. And then recently, the meat situation. That was
I Show
the
Meat.
next I Show Meat. You all seen it?
That was a little
Yeah.
while ago, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, I was just like talking to my friend.
Yeah,
He was
no.
like, "You won't believe this."
Yeah.
Just like
Yeah.
obviously all the videos got like removed off the internet.
Yeah.
That's still out there
It was like-
somewhere.
It was just like you will not believe.
You will not believe.
Talking about Gymshark being the goats.
Yo.
When you got like, how did it even happen when you got sponsored by him? Because
You was like, you was
Yeah.
the first in the UK.
Yeah, when I was signed, I was the youngest.
Yeah.
But I got a message from them in while I was at sixth form. The first message I got from them was while I was at sixth form, and I like lost my head, got my phone taken away by my teacher. Like, but I didn't care because like, bro, the gym was messaging me. Who cares? Then I remember I did my first call with my manager in the toilets of my sixth form, and then
So many
I remember
stories.
like going down there in like January. So that was in 2019. End of 2019, and I remember going down there like early 2020, and then I was meant to go down there again in March, and then I was very, very certain they would have signed me then, but then lockdown hit, so they got delayed, which was I'm pretty sure what happened, and then I got signed in May during lockdown, but it was really cool, but it was also a little bittersweet moment for a couple of reasons. A, it was during lockdown, so what probably all of us fell in love with Gymshark for was like seeing David Lade and then seeing those like events they'd go to and all that cool stuff. So it was like during lockdown, obviously we weren't doing as much of that stuff, but it was still crazy. But then also, I've never talked about this on a podcast or nothing, but also, so how they did it was they got me on a call with all the other young guys they had at the brand, which was like Lex, Anthony Mantello, James English, Oliver. And then they were like, they told them that I was signed, and they were all like, "Oh yeah, cool."
They're so disconnected from
So
the UK
I
scene, right?
really did not get a good vibe from these guys at all at the time, and I've spoke to them since. And how it was for them is what like Gymshark came to them like they had some mad announcement, But then because it was like me getting signed, it didn't really correlate to what they had thought. So we were cool, but at the time I was just like. It was one of those. It was a little bit weird. But anyway, it's obviously been nuts being signed by them. It's like 4th year now. So yeah, it's nuts.
It's
Obviously,
been
you
that
guys-
long, 4 years.
Yeah.
We all got put on at the same point.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like we've got put on as influencers, right? It's a
Yeah,
little
along
bit
with
different.
the influencer stuff.
Joel's athlete now, which is
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
Big boy.
Big boy.
I was there with
Yeah,
Aaron the
I was
other day
there.
actually.
Yeah, you were there. You were with who? Aaron?
Yeah.
What were you filming?
But yeah, no.
Edgy.
I saw that. That was sick, bro.
Yeah.
How do you feel when you got signed?
Oh, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's
Well, I mean,
crazy.
it was really weird. Like, obviously, to be fair, it was actually more crazy just when it was just like
The influence of
The
all that.
like, 'cause
initial,
obviously it's
yeah.
it's like the same thing. But
Yeah.
like,
There's no tangible change to your life. They used to, there's no tangible.
when I like, I'm sure all of you boys. But the craziest time was when we did the thingy, the legacy shoot.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm just gonna say again. So I signed up with my protein for clothing and supplements, which means I can't post anything on my social media at that time to do with clothing or supplements that is in my protein. That makes complete sense,
Yeah.
right? But I got an email from Gymshark. They were like, "There's this legacy shoot. Everyone's gonna be there," and I was like, I literally on WhatsApp to my
Hey, you weren't gonna come though.
Oh no, I wasn't
No,
gonna
you
come.
weren't, and I was like, Dave, you're an idiot, lad.
Yeah.
There's no
and
way
then
you're
I
not
literally,
coming.
as soon as Joel told me, I messaged the my contact, and I was just like, I need to come. Can I go, please? Like, do you understand?
So actually, legally,
magnitude
they
of the
did let you
situation?
go. So
And then they let me
Yeah.
go. Yeah.
That was a crazy day as well, because I think that's the only point, like the past few years, where the American scene has like been interconnected with the UK because they all. Do you remember
Yeah,
what happened with the whole?
Yeah, but
They've
I
like sneaking up on us.
I remember it not being very positive.
Yeah. So like James English, Lex, obviously.
It wasn't Lex, it was Anthony.
I stirred the pot. I remember stirring the pot. I was like, these American guys.
Yeah,
Actually,
they
I made
all
it
went
because we
super
both made
viral.
quite a
Yeah,
viral video.
I can't believe they would say this. Like, you look back at it now, you were like, I'm so disappointed.
But to be fair, I actually was.
No, they were. No,
Because
they were making fun of the way
the amount
Yeah,
I
that
actually
was
did
the
watch.
messed up part.
The amount I did watch those boys was crazy.
Yeah, and now you look back, okay, James, not Natty, what's his name? Anthony, IFBB, who else was there?
Talking about what I mean,
do you know what I'm saying?
I wasn't
They
even. I
were
wasn't
like
even
their
about being
standards.
not natty.
Oh no, but what I'm saying is they were saying that we don't look the part.
Oh right.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh right.
No. I know. I get what you're saying.
And then like when in reality all of them were enhanced, and there was only a few guys there
Yeah.
in that lineup that were enhanced. And in the UK scene, all of us were just like
Natural.
little teenager guys that were just like lifting.
It was
Joe
one
had a
of
sick
those ones
physique. I
where
was
it's like
strong.
you just so you get different amounts of leeway if you're punching up versus whether you're punching down. So when you are seen in a social higher status than someone else, then if you say something bad about them, it really seems like you're bullying them, right?
Yeah.
Because you're punching
Yeah.
down.
Yeah.
But if you're punching up, so if you say something about someone who's got way more followers, way bigger than you, then it doesn't come across as bad. So obviously what they said was like not very nice, but it came across even worse because they were
Yeah.
punching.
Because it
And
felt
then-
like we were the
So that's
boys
a-
trying to
that's a-
come
that's-
up, and
yeah,
they're like,
that's-
stay
yeah,
down
yeah,
there.
That's
yeah.
a general rule about
This
life.
isn't Jim Shark.
That's a general rule about
And
life.
then I
But
think,
anytime you seem
um,
like you're punching down, you just seem like an absolute dickhead.
Yeah.
annoying
James English also directed his followers to go hit on Jim
Yeah.
Shark's page,
Yeah.
which was not very nice.
That was crazy. They had to
delete the comments.
They had to like
turn him
in
off,
the comment
right?
section. It was just crazy.
That guy's annoying because he was being such a dick, but he's just got some pull over me where I just still like him.
Who, James?
Yeah, I still watch his videos.
I
Like he
like
doesn't
him.
post.
I lived with him for like a couple of days.
Well, you said Lex messaged you, right?
Yeah.
It's
It's all a
like-
game on
But-
social media. He
Yeah, I
was
mean,
like,
at the end of
Yeah.
the
he
day,
knew,
like,
he knew what he was doing. He's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I know
think-
my audience. And
I
I
think
know they'll
what-
find this absolutely
But
hilarious.
do you think maybe sometimes we can be a little sensitive? Because like in real life, right?
I
Like,
can.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, because in real life, like guys take the piss out of each other all the time.
Yeah.
All the time. So if you were to ever meet James,
I think-
right, he would probably be cool to you, everything like that. And obviously what he said was probably not cool, but I feel like that kind of stuff, especially as guys, doesn't like
Yeah.
show who you are as a
Like I
person.
reckon you two now look back and think, who cares? Who
No,
cares?
I actually don't care.
Yeah.
I look back on it.
That's
I
what
was
I
like,
mean.
what was I doing it for?
I think we were really, like you just said.
No.
I think me and Dave were real confused whether to actually.
I was like a little bit
joke
confused,
or
and then
not.
I was like, also, this is completely viral.
And
Yeah,
it
100.
didn't feel real.
Gotta
We were
ride
like,
this horse till we fall off.
We're like,
yeah.
no way, these guys
These guys are hating on us.
hating on us.
No, but that means you.
But I think me and Dave had a little bit. We felt a little powerful. Like, oh,
Yeah,
we've
those
got
guys are hating on
their skin.
That's what I mean. It's like because I don't like. I mean, it's kind of what we were talking about in the beginning in terms of us not really liking each other. It's like it's never that serious, bro.
Yeah.
It's not that deep.
You just see shit online.
Yeah, you see shit online. When it like that's why you gotta like get off the internet and touch grass, bro. Because when
Yeah.
you
It's true.
yeah, because when you
true, it's
actually
true.
go out in the real world, man, there's real problems out here, and you're not gonna. It's probably not a good idea to create enemies over like.
It's
nonsense.
like we're saying this. It's like the epitome of what comment sections are, right?
I was thinking about this, right?
TikTok, YouTube.
Oh.
You read the comment sections. Like, are you real humans?
Yeah.
You spend
You
too-
would like
are you-
there's like you read some of the stuff and you're like, if we met person to
There's
person,
not a
we would.
chance
There's
in
not a chance.
hell.
Number one, you would
Not a
say something
snowball's
bad,
chance in hell
or
that the guy would ever say
Yeah.
anything even close to that.
or even it would just be positive.
Yeah.
If you-
It would
yeah,
just be like, oh, I've seen some of your stuff, or like, oh, like, what are you training? How are you doing? What's up? Like, it would just be normal.
Yeah.
And then they go home, they see some video, like they've had a bad day. I don't know. They woke up on the wrong side of the bed. They see your video, triggers them. They're like, this fucking kid.
I'm gonna say like it's crazy. If you spend too much time in comment sections, you get this really skewed like perception of the world. You just think everyone hates each other.
Yeah.
If you literally just spend your time in the comment
In-
sections,
yeah.
you think,
You just
wow,
gotta realize it's the
everyone
minority,
everyone's
right?
dicks, and then you
Think
actually go
about
into the
how-
real world. It's nothing like it.
Think about how often you comment. Never. Like,
No.
it's so unlikely.
I don't.
that
Co-
you would
I
comment.
know, but another thing to think about is you and all the people that you know, right? Can you imagine them commenting something crazy negative about someone they don't know for no reason? Can you imagine like
Someone I
any of
actually
these
know in
guys-
real life?
No, yeah. Can you imagine any of your friends, right, doing like some of that mad troll shit?
To be fair, I do actually remember when. No, I just want to say one thing. Because I just remembered when I started social media. Yeah. and I was posting like oh my god, if you actually look at my old posts, right,
Yeah.
they're crazy.
It's so bad.
I was so Ziz fanboy. I literally post like pictures of me, and I'd be like, sick cunt, bro. And
Like
anyway,
this,
and I'll be doing those posts, and I remember that was when I started social media, and there was this guy who lived in my local area, and they were like, I mean, then they're idiots.
Yeah.
I remember them commenting
hating
just something like, they commented something like, me and the boys are gonna stab you or something.
What?
No, but like they actually were like, they thought they were like hard.
Yeah.
So at the time I was thinking, shit,
I'm finished.
I'm getting
cooked.
stabbed.
I'm cooked.
And I remember
But
it nearly put me off social media. I was like,
I'm done.
I'm not doing this anymore. I can't stand it.
Yeah.
And that was a few days later. I was like, that's right.
You
Nah,
just
that's
get
right,
used
yeah.
to it. You
But
get.
anyway, the point I was trying to make was the majority of people that you know and like just normal people aren't gonna go to someone they don't know and comment something really negative. So think of the people who actually do that, how messed up their lives have to be.
This is the thing, I
for
had a
them
comment-
to do that type of stuff.
I had
Because
a
no
comment.
one you really know is like that type of person, hardly.
Yeah.
I had a comment literally yesterday. This guy said something about like my skin, roids, balding. Like
Was
he
the one
layered
that-
it. Layered it up. And I was like, I do not know one person. I literally said it to him. I was like people that I was like, I hope you see better days.
Yeah.
Like I literally said, I was like, I hope like better days are on the
Yeah.
horizon because he's clearly like his life's falling
In the
apart.
dumpster, yeah.
And then he was like, just because I said something about this doesn't mean I have a bad life. I was like, I do not know anybody around me that's
would-
living a good life
Yeah.
that would say anything close to negative about
Well,
something
like
else.
they always say, you never comment on someone who's doing better than you.
You just like what
Yeah.
what bad thing do you have to say?
Oh, he's
about
doing
it?
worse than you, sorry.
That's what I'm saying. It's like you're not. So when you look at it through that lens, and it's like, this guy's life has to be cooked in order for him to be doing this.
100%.
Then you can just chill out a bit more. It's like, oh, you know what? I kind of pity the guy.
Yeah.
Listen, let me not.
I hope you see better days.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah. This one of them ones, but that'll save you a lot of like internet stress.
You just have to have tough skin to post online.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you wait? So what age do you guys start posting, or what age do you start getting traction? Actually,
I was about 20.
18, 17, 18.
I was
I think
about
18.
20.
I was what was it?
20.
You were 17.
Nah, 18, I reckon.
I was in the first lockdown, so I was not.
Yeah, what was the first
20?
lockdown? I don't
20
know.
or
Nah,
19?
we weren't 20.
We're living in like different
I was 20,
universes,
20.
right?
Oh, wait, you're older than me.
Yeah, by year.
Oh, yeah. No, right, I must have been 18, 19. Probably just
So I
coming
was
into
19, 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, but my videos did pretty good straight away.
yeah.
Yeah. I remember
Well,
you did like an egg or something. No,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, it was like a home gym. I posted about my
Yeah.
home gym,
Yeah.
and then I started replying to
egg on the
comments about
bench
home
or
gym,
something,
egg on the
Full
bench,
day of eating.
Well, I was-
and then full days of eating
Yeah.
were getting spammed every single day.
Yeah.
And then I started
Well,
posting my my lifting, and then from that,
Yeah.
because nobody was doing it, people were posting their lifting, but they weren't editing their videos, and I was doing like these little like
Yeah.
zooms in,
You,
like,
Yeah,
crack
yeah,
little
I remember,
edits.
yeah.
And then I just
Yeah, when did you like start seeing the rise of the
Traction.
TikTok
I was-
boys?
What,
No,
you
like when
guys?
you just saw us guys,
Yeah.
how long did it take you for like to actually
Take us
see
seriously.
see TikTok and think, oh, this is like
Viable
a
option.
platform?
Yeah.
I'm just curious, just from like.
Well, I
people that
got a
have been
different
in it for while.
perception on it because I didn't use TikTok. To this day, I don't even use TikTok like that.
Good,
So
don't
I had
use
a, so I don't even use it. So that's why my perception it was. I think it was when I started seeing you guys on Instagram that I started. It was never that I did, okay, I want to get this out of the way. It was never that I didn't take you guys seriously.
No, I'm not saying that. No,
It was
no.
never that I did it because, bro, the guys used to hang with at uni, me, James, Will, Sam, they're all TikTokers.
No, that was not
So
what I
it
was saying.
never-
I
it
was just saying,
never-
like, just from like you being a YouTuber and Instagram, like, I'm saying from the perspective of YouTube and Instagram. If you're a social media guy, that you do YouTube and Instagram,
Yeah.
which is what it's been for ages, right?
Yeah.
So I was just saying, like, when
When did
you think,
when
like,
did we start taking?
because have you tried making any TikToks? I know you have a TikTok,
Yeah.
but have you ever like tried thinking like, oh, I'm actually gonna try and do some TikToks? Like,
Like actually
yeah,
getting the
I
camera out.
I go into it here and there. I mean, every now and then I get like a decent like viral video. It's just like
got a
I
good
don't have the audience on there.
romantic one.
Yeah, that one went nuts. I got posted by a blog page and that, but yeah, no, I think I've seen the light, bro. I've seen the light. Like I know that there is value in it now.
It was
And-
probably when you realized that you can make money on there, right? When we
Yeah.
started like when it became from just like silly little videos to like
Yeah,
these
so-
guys are actually these guys are actually making a bit of money,
Yeah.
right? Because the difference between YouTube and TikTok was like everybody on TikTok was just like idiots making videos,
Yeah.
and then it became like.
But
it-
also the other
something, right?
difference was the numbers versus like real world like impact. So like I would say like when I had about 100K on YouTube, that was like very like that at that point that was like very like you get recognized all the time, that type of thing, right? Whereas I think if you had like 100K on TikTok, it's probably not going to be the same because
I
the
agree.
level of interaction, like you might have followers.
They were handing out views for free.
One of those ones. So it was like, bro, I don't know where you guys got it.
No, I think it's in our head as well a little bit because basically when me and Dave started TikTok, and well, you haven't actually decided to get off, but when me and Dave started TikTok, we were like, we need to get off this. We need to get on YouTube. We need to get on YouTube right now.
It was
we were like, I was in the captions, get over to the YouTube now. This platform's dead in two days.
No, like
I
trying to salvage any audience to go somewhere else.
It's kind of like ingrained in our brain.
I think,
because
I think it's some. I think
it was
it's slightly
new.
internalized.
Yeah,
I think probably internalized, but it's At the end of the day, you have to stay with the times, and now like it's there isn't YouTube probably still is king, but the game has massively shifted to where like TikTok is a very serious.
Yeah, people spend way too much time on there.
Yeah,
that's the difference, right? People they go on their phones or like when they sit down, like when you sit down to eat a meal, you're gonna watch Netflix or you're gonna watch.
Bro,
you're not gonna sit on YouTube, TikTok, and scroll.
My girlfriend goes like, bro, like, what did I do before TikTok? Because like that's like when she goes on her phone, that's what she.
Me and Joel was on PlayStation. I got a DM. We were just cracking up. I shouldn't laugh at this. This guy sent me a message. He said, "Max, I've got 9 hours screen time on TikTok. What do I do?" Because I've made a few videos about how you really need to not like involve your life so much on your phone.
If he had like 9 hours,
9 hours
Netflix of YouTube watch time, that's 9 hours of brain rot, like videos where there's car games going on.
It's a real bad problem.
That's serious brain rot.
It's like it is an addiction. You get, I'm sure all of you, as soon as you get bored, the first thing you think of, TikTok. Yeah. I'm just gonna scroll for a bit.
Little doom scroll.
So
no,
you do have TikTok though.
But you don't use it.
You have an account, but you say you don't.
Bro, I've
use
almost got 100K, you know.
I'm
He's the little guy.
I'm actually on TikTok. I'm the little guy, but
I mean, I knew
you don't actively use it
because I've seen it. But what I'm saying is because you said you don't use it. So
I never said that. No, I said when I don't use TikTok much as a consumer.
No, bro, I applaud you. I'm saying that's fucking great because I literally, I feel like such an idiot when I just load up the app.
I had a little breakdown the other day actually.
If I go screen time,
you're coming.
Fuck this up.
Yeah.
Well, literally, it makes me.
I feel that.
I was literally laying there. I was like, do you know what? I am literally wasting away.
Your comment section.
Today it says 43 minutes, but.
43 minutes is great.
That's nothing, yeah.
If I have 43 minutes, I go out and celebrate.
I wonder how much.
I got to a point where I was like 4 hours a day. I was like, this is.
Me and Max have turned screen time off.
Yeah, it got bad.
So you've just like.
Well,
you want to look at it.
How'd you even check?
Settings.
So go in your settings. Screen time.
You guys, I want these guys to comment their screen times on TikTok.
Comment your screen time right now.
Right, you have to be truthful because we want to see.
On average this week on TikTok I got 3 hours.
3 hours.
A day.
So I saw a clip on that.
You guys aren't as active in the comments as I am.
You know what?
Yeah, true.
You are active.
You know what? My TikTok, it's gone. This is probably the highest it's ever been. It's an hour and 11 minutes now.
So I remember. Do you remember that post we saw, Dave? The guy saying if you spend 3 hours a day on TikTok over the next 30 years, that's about 8 years of your life. Looking down.
How many?
8 years.
And it's a bit different. I mean,
8 years.
Think about entertainment. I mean, TikTok can be used for entertainment sparingly.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah, I agree.
Like when it comes down to like, it's the only.
I mean, it is our job at the end of the day.
Yesterday I spent 27 minutes on TikTok.
That's really good.
I read it wrong. My daily average is more like 30 minutes.
That's really good.
What does your daily life look like? What's the days looking like?
Now, I'll get up, eat, and then maybe go to the gym first.
What do you do when you eat?
What do you say?
What do you do when you eat? YouTube. Like YouTube video. Do you watch a YouTube video?
What do you do?
No, because it's important. Because some people would watch TikTok.
I actually usually sit down with my girl and then we
just talk.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Like watch like Modern Family on Disney Disney Plus.
Modern Family.
Like,
Phil
and then
Big up Phil.
And then now I'm like obviously last week I've been doing a lot of work. So what my day should look like this week would be like doing like either plans or check-ins and stuff. Well, actually, I haven't been doing that in the daytime. I've been doing that in the nighttime, to be fair. But I'll get up, then I'll train, and then if I need to edit a YouTube, or no, not really YouTube, but the YouTube's not been that frequent. An Instagram reel or something like that. And then go to the gym and then come back and then spend time with my girl, go to my parents every so often and stuff. It's just like.
Oh, you don't live at home anymore, right?
No, I moved out like.
Oh, I forgot. I didn't know that.
2022.
Oh.
Yeah.
Me and Joel still at home, little home dwellers.
Oh, are you still at home?
There's no reason for me to leave.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you lived on your own, you know.
Nah.
Oh, when did
Too
you
chill.
move out?
You moved out uni, right?
Did you say too chill?
Yeah, you're so chill. I moved out as soon as it was like when I started uni, and then we used like all of our student loan essentially just to like pay for rent and for food, and then I was out. I was like, well, I don't know how we got in the flat we got into. We were just like, we were just students. So number one, that's like a big red flag. Yeah. But maybe because we were a couple, we got Lucy's dad as a guarantor. He's like a nurse. He's got like a well-respected job. Yeah. We got him there, and then I just moved out, and I stayed there ever since. That was 3.5 years ago.
Iconic flat.
Yeah.
So everything's gone down in that flat.
Yeah. What area are you?
I live in Chelmsford.
Chelmsford. Okay.
Essex.
Not far.
We got about 5 minutes left, so is there anything?
Well,
we
wrap it up.
No,
man. I thought we've covered a lot.
Yeah, I think it's been good.
It's been
I
thought we've like just. You haven't had like a list on that.
No topics. Just
I put some in the train, but I've got a photographic memory. So
photographic memory.
But no, it's been good. I won't lie, it's been a good conversation. I feel like as well because we're all in the industry now, but we all kind of come at it like slightly different angles, right? I'm
definitely,
like, powerlifting and YouTube. You guys, like, you're like men's self-improvement. Yeah. You're like fucking just getting fucking massive. You're bodyboarding, like it's just like
it's nice to hear.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a nice little mix.
Yeah, I was really interested hearing about your powerlifting things. It's really.
You know, there's like kind of a thing where, well, I'm trying to make powerlifting cool, basically.
Yeah, I've seen it
in your head. In like it. You can sometimes it can be a bit lame in your head, kind of thing. But
I feel like it is
seems very methodical.
A hobby sport for like misfits.
Yeah. I mean, you go to competitions. Yeah, you go to competitions and it's like fully tatted guys and like rock music and ear spaces.
That
and
like alternative vibe to it, right?
Yeah.
It's not.
But I'm trying to make it like my goal is to like try and make it like mainstream, or at least as mainstream as like strongman is.
That was kind of my thing with bodybuilding as well. I wanted to like when I was doing the shows, I didn't want to be like just
cardboard
cut out.
I tried to make it
oversized clothes, oversized clothing, stripy pants.
Try and make it as accessible to the average person as possible.
Yeah, and I think you're doing a good job.
Yeah,
Thanks,
I would say so.
Thanks, mate. Well, yeah, obviously you guys are all smashing it as well. So yeah, man. Hopefully, if I ever come on the pod again, I'll have a respectable TikTok going.
No, but like for real though, it is actually crazy because, like Max said and Dave, like you're actually like a goat. No?
But
like when we were like starting in the fitness industry, I thought he was like some. Well, I still do, obviously, but I was just like, you were like a big.
I couldn't
watch you all the time.
When I saw you at labs, I was like, fucking hell, it's Nathaniel Messiah. Like I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe my eyes. Yeah,
that's very. Well,
watched you so much.
I'll take that,
bro.
No,
OG in the industry.
I appreciate that, man. I think it's.
I mean, you had a status, right? You had like you were like low
I didn't
successful.
Yeah, but I didn't like dampen my name with anything like. There was no controversy, so you didn't really have a reason. You couldn't have a reason like not to like me. I didn't come off of anything like controversial or anything like that.
You just lift.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do your thing,
go to school and that was. I always find it mad weird, bro. It was like when Kit was telling me that like his first ever push pull legs plan he got from from me and that like he was like into my content. I'm like, what? How? Like HS as well. HS. He used to like see my deadlift videos and like come up. I'm like, how? Like it's so weird. I think it's just timing and stuff like that.
I think in another universe, HS could have been a fitness TikToker.
He literally that was the direction he was going, but then he was making too much peas.
He wanted to partner up with me at one point.
Is it?
Yeah, they messaged me.
Really?
Yeah,
it was
like, hang on.
This was back on TikTok when I was live streaming stuff. They were like, you could make a whole lot more money working with us, like selling plans and doing fitness than what you're doing. And I was like, absolutely no chance.
I literally remember when he had like no followers and I kept seeing him pop up. Not even kidding you. No, literally, it's not even that like, believable. I just remember him seeing a video, and he literally copied my video word for word.
Oh no!
Doing like the mum joke.
Yeah.
And I just remember I saw it, and I don't know.
Well, imitations.
It was just. It was only way he had like I think he had like 10K.
Yeah. Who hasn't been inspired heavily by somebody else's video, right?
Yeah, bro.
Like all of us, you get ideas.
You guys say you're inspired. You watched my videos at the beginning, but my videos at the beginning were heavily influenced by like David Lade's videos. Yeah. And then David's videos influenced by someone else. He's probably more or less a pioneer himself. But yeah, like it's all that. Yeah, it's kind of it all trickles down. But Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. But the game is changing, so I'm trying to stay up with you boys now on this TikTok
Alright,
thing.
you've always,
so.
always just got to be you. You can always be the
100.
best you.
Yeah.
Like you just said
100%.
about like David Lade. Like back in the day, I would catch myself trying to make like David Lade videos. I'd be getting like the perfect shot. I'm thinking, well, I don't even make this kind of stuff. What am I doing?
It's not you, right? It's not you.
Yeah, it's not.
Like, it's
no, but if you mean that's him, bro.
Yeah.
David will spend like an hour getting the right shot.
Yeah.
I'm not that guy.
It's gotta
But
be you.
you've got to respect that.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well,
It's been
Raphael?
fun.
it's
Been a
perfect.
pleasure, yeah.
Lovely
Well,
stuff.
thanks for
man.
watching, guys.
Yeah,
Great.
man, thanks for having me on. I'll be down
So we're
to
changing. Are we changing the name? We're making it official.
Are we changing the name, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, actually, no. We're just.
We'll do a
ask
vote.
them
Why
real
don't
quick.
you ask the
Yeah,
the
guys.
audience?
Should we call this the Boys Podcast or the weight room?
Or you leave
Or-
a comment. Yeah.
Suggest someone else.
Yeah, we think the weight room's pretty good.
So if there's a comment that has crazy amount of likes, we might choose that. So just drop a comment.
Let us know.
All right. Appreciate you, bro.
Peace out, guys.
Thank you for having me.
Where can they find you?
You can find me just my name, Nathaniel Messiah. It's TikTok's Nathaniel Messiah 1 actually. Some waste man's got the Nathaniel Messiah. Yeah, Nathaniel Messiah and everything. And yeah, man, thank you for having me on.
Yeah, man.